Today I'm going to show you how to change oil in the oil filter on a Polaris Sportsman 850. The one on the left I just changed. That's a 2018 high lifter 850, and the one on the right is a 2010 850. We're not going to be actually changing on those today. I have another one that we're going to pretend we're going to change. This is a 2018 Polaris Sportsman 850 high lifter. And here is the bottom half of the engine. So before we get too carried away, if you want to look at, this is a 2018 service manual, and it actually has the torque on here, so if you want to look at that. And then here's the tools that you're going to need. So the big thing is with this is you got to have the right wrench to take the oil filter off. That's the only catch on everything. So that's why I wrote down the part number here, and I didn't buy it. This isn't the correct one. This came off of a Toyota Corolla. It works great, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So just like it says here with everything, warm up the engine. It says 2 to 3 minutes. I normally go at least 5 because I like really burning hot oil. And so it's level. You can jack it up if you want to. Just make sure the four-wheelers are level. Four-wheelers level. And you got your oil, the correct oil. This is like $38, $36, $38. And the big thing is you got to have a wrench that works. So there's no way you can put like a screwdriver through it and take it out. So here's an example. I could use that to remove it, but I can't put it back in. It doesn't work that way, to tighten it. And so this here is a 6mm, and that's a hex drive, and you're going to have to torque that later on to 12 foot-pounds. That's what it recommends. And then with the oil filter, when you get to that point to torque it down, it's tight, and then 3/4 after that. So you're back to the four-wheeler and you got it warmed up. Okay, so now you're going to have to go underneath, and you're going to have to use a T40 to get the 4 or the 3 screws out. Sorry about that little movement there that you see in the picture there. And you don't want to take all 3 out. You just take 2 and loosen one up and go with the 3rd. So let me go underneath, and this is what the actual tool looks like. Okay, so now we're underneath the four-wheeler, and you remove 2 of the screws that you see there with the T40, and then you loosen the 3rd one so you can spin this door around, okay, or the shield, whatever you want to call it. Now you want to wear safety glasses because there's all going to be all kinds of sand and dirt and what have you. So there's where you can get to the oil filter, and the hole next to it is where you're going to get to the 6mm plug. So you have to use a 6mm. So this is a T40, and the other one's for the engine plug, oil plug, is going to be a 6mm, and the holes on the other side, on the driver's side, if you will. So now we're looking at the engine, obviously, and we just removed that shield to get to this, the oil filter. And then here's your 6mm, and you're going to remove, and you want to use a container like this with wide sides. This comes from my pool chemicals and stuff. And here's some oil from the previous oil change. And that way when it splashes, it's not going to splash all over the world. So use something like a deep dish. So, and you can also see there's a washer there. Please don't lose that washer. That brass washer has to go back on. So you loosen that, all the oil comes out. Hopefully it didn't get splattered too much. And I actually let it sit for 20 minutes, sometimes overnight. Unless, of course, you're in a hurry, I'd still do 20 minutes. So when that's all done, okay, and there's no more dripping, then put it back on, okay, and use your torque wrench, and it says 12 foot-pounds. So you got to find the proper tools. Obviously this isn't going to get me 12 foot-pounds on my torque wrench, but it's in the garage somewhere. I'm just not going to look for it. Alright, so you got that done. Then your oil filter. The deal is, like, I'm using this off a Toyota Corolla, and I can't put this in too deep into the filter wrench because otherwise it won't grab on to the filter itself, if that makes sense. So you loosen that up, all kinds of oil comes out, just like when you change your car or truck. So that comes out, and then just like your car and truck, when you make sure this is clean, dab some oil from in here around the seal. Make sure this seal came out. Let's just take it out. I haven't taken it out. Oh, look at that. Ooh, doggy. That's what happens when it sits out in the rain. So that's what it looks like on that side. And then, so you make sure that this ring here, same with your car and truck, when you change it, that cannot be on there. If it is, then you take it off because you don't need to. Alright, so then you put the filter, the new filter, pretend this is the new filter, back on, and that goes tight. So there's tight, and then 3/4 after that. Okay, we good? Alright, so that's tight, and now the other part of the engine was too heavy for me to carry here, but anyways, you would put the 2 quarts of oil in and warm it up. Everything's good to go, and voila, it takes exactly 2 quarts. So there really shouldn't be any question on this. Please don't take it into the shop to get fixed. You guys can do this yourself. It is no big deal. So I will be doing a video on that one coming up shortly, but I thought I'd just give you kind of a different take on everything, what it looks like. And of course, the sad shape of this 2018 Sportsman, I think this thing had less than 200 miles on it. So anyways, this is my parts for my other project. Alright, thanks a lot, guys.